The guys are gonna be timid and not knowing what's going on. You play hard, you play together. I mean, that's all we ask.
This is what we all have to do.
Be locked in, focus, just be disciplined, all right?
Now I feel like Kyrie, I'ma have to take the shot. If they tryna call me dog, I gotta hit the block. Started from the bottom, but we made it to the top. And I told them time is money, that's why I don't ever stop. I got my black hoodie with a rollie on, eating pasta like Corleone. I don't got time for no fake boy. If you got the money, gon' show me some. I got 2 whips and I'm self-paid. Never got help, bro, I'm self-made. Started from the bottom, but we made it to the top. And I told them time is money, that's why I don't ever stop. Hey, what up, say? Home up in the studio, said I'm locked in. My stock going way up, I got options. Yeah, they fine, but stop playing, you not him. Wait, the numbers going up.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
RJ's Bargain Center is your home team for appliances at unbeatable prices. From refrigerators to washers, dryers to stoves, you'll find brand new appliances with huge discounts. And just like your favorite local teams, RJ's is proud to support our community and local sports. Score your savings today at RJ's Bargain Center, 711 Lynn Street, Waco. Call 254-224-6178. RJ's Bargain Center, where big savings are always a home run.
Son, all your car needs now is a stereo system. Now I know just the spot to go get it. Man, Jack Stereo.
Oh yeah, they're the best. How'd you know about that place?
Bro, that's where my dad took me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm the coolest cat on the block.
Oh my God.
Need a new audio system for your new ride? Jack Stereo has been selling the best stereos and equipment for generations after generations. Come visit your local store today. Those in the know, go to Jack Stereo, Waco, Temple, Killeen, and Bryan College Station.
I've looked back at MCC with all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family. It's the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in a position to do that.
Pitch hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the third out.
Too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planet's alive, the stars.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Centex Primetime. I am your host, Jalen Gillis, getting ready to bring you through the primetime topics in sports, not just here locally, but from all around the nation. Hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here today. We've got another action-packed show here planned for you guys today. Plenty to talk about. Obviously, the breaking news, John Harbaugh is out in Baltimore. Finally, a new coach out there for Lamar Jackson. We'll see and talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the NFL Wild Card Weekend coming up. Super Football Week this week. Thursday through Monday, we get playoff football on the collegiate level and on the pro level as well. We'll talk about the college football playoffs. And we will talk about the transfer portal in college football. It is taking off right now. As I said before, maybe it's too many guys in the portal. I think it's too many guys in the portal. Reportedly, almost 3,000 guys in the portal. Last I checked, it's not 3,000 schools. It's not 3,000 spots open at some of these good schools. So some of these guys are jumping in the portal for no reason. But we'll be talking about that a lot here today. And obviously we'll talk about some quick takes as well, a little bit of NFL MVP. And we'll talk about the end of this NFL season as well. So lots to talk about, lots to jump into Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Also, click the bell. You can get notified every time that we go live here on Centex Primetime. Also, you can get notified every time we go live on Centex Sports Network for our other content like MCC basketball. Conference starts tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, MCC women's team, one of the top-ranked teams in the nation in JUCO Division I, will be right here on Centex Sports Network, debuting in conference. Coach Candace Thomas off to another great start with her squad. We'll see if they can go for another not only conference title but regional title as they won that last year. So make sure you guys are tuning in and getting ready for that tomorrow at 5 o'clock as well. Men will start conference on Saturday at Weatherford at 4 o'clock. So make sure you guys tuning in and getting ready for that. Well, let's jump straight into it, folks. Like I said, lots and lots to talk about here today that we've got to discuss. Joining me here over the phone, we've got a familiar face and voice to the show, Mr. PJ Gaither, calling in with us. PJ, what's going on?
Nothing, man. Just doing good. Just celebrating my birthday 3 days ago during the weekend. Been able to watch a lot of high-level football these last 6 days, so I've been good, man.
Yes, sir. Lots going on right now as in the football world. As I said, the college level transfer portal is wide open. On the pro level, we've got wild card weekend. Also, we've got 7 head coaching openings now after John Harbaugh has been fired. So lots to talk about. We're going to get straight into it. John Harbaugh out as the Ravens coach, was fired after they lost in a close game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people were speculating and saying, hey, both of these coaches are coaching for their lives. They're coaching lives, at least on these teams. And that proved to be true. The loser of that game did end up losing his job. I actually think both of these guys are going to be out as coach, Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. But 50% of that prediction came true earlier today as they let go of John Harbaugh. Mixed emotions. Harbaugh ranks 12th all-time most wins as a head coach. Led the Baltimore Ravens to a Super Bowl in 2012. 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh obviously did a phenomenal job as his time as coach. But as I've stated, many others have stated as well, I think it was just time for a change. It's time for a change, and nothing wrong with that. If Bill Belichick can get let go, no coach should have any hard feelings about them getting let go or about having to move on. Because I'm not going to say there's not going to be a coach. No coach coaching right now is anywhere near the coach of Bill Belichick. So if he can get let go by the Patriots, who he won 6 Super Bowls for, everybody should know that they're able to get let go. PJ, what did you think when you first heard the news of Harbaugh getting relieved of his duties as the Ravens coach?
It didn't really surprise me. I kind of was with you. I think I thought, whoever lost their game probably was going to lose their job. And I haven't really been big on they need to fire him. I have agreed on that though, but I haven't been a person that's necessarily just been pushing that narrative heavily. But I do agree that I've been feeling like probably for the last few years, honestly, that the Ravens need some new energy, just something new around the organization as far as head coach. It's just a lot of things, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of gotta. It's not necessarily that he's a bad coach or anything like that, but you just kind of need that modern feeling into your organization. You know what I'm saying? But these guys been there for so long, been there for 18 years. Like him and Mike Tomlin, that's a long time. So, so sometimes you kind of get away from what the game is going right now because you've been coaching for so long. I feel like a lot of coaches. And we've been seeing it recently, really at both those college and NFL, where I think these guys, they're not willing to grow with the times or whatever that's going on in football at the moment. And that kind of hurts your team. You know what I'm saying? Your team kind of, they play like it. You know what I mean? So I don't really know who they're going to be going after. It hasn't been any reports that came out yet on who they're possibly looking at, but I'm sure they're going to really take their time. It's the off season now for them, so they ain't got to worry about the playoffs and nothing like that. And just kind of start looking around and we can possibly, have a head coach going into next season.
Yeah, I think you got to get an offensive mind if you're the Ravens. Your best player is Lamar Jackson, so you got to start there. Let's get an offensive mind. Let's get somebody that can Yeah, somebody that can help lead this offense. Todd Monken did a decent job over the last couple of years, so I won't say it like they just had a terrible offense. But getting an offensive mind that can really grow and develop with Lamar as he goes into this back half of his career. He's already 27, 28, 29 years old, somewhere in there. As he goes into the back part of his career, who can grow with him as a coach, who can grow with him as a play caller, because when you have a talent like Lamar Jackson, it's Super Bowl or bust every year, whether you want it to be or not. That's just what comes with it. John Harbaugh, as you stated, PJ, is still a good coach, but it was just time for him to go, man. I mean, everybody can't stay in the same place forever. He's been there 18 years. That's a long time. Been there a really long time. He's been there with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and all of those guys all the way to this next iteration of the team. I think maybe his voice just wasn't as powerful or maybe wasn't as loud within the locker room as it was 18 years ago or as it was in 2012 whenever those guys won it. So I'm sure he'll get another head coaching job if he wants to keep coaching. He's 64 years old. Right now they have him as the favorite to potentially land the Giants job. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if John Harbaugh is the guy to turn around the Giants. I think you need an offensive-minded guy for the Giants. I don't know how that really works with him going to the Giants or not. I know they like old coaches out there. They had Tom Coughlin till he was falling off the bone for years. So they John Harbaugh, he'll probably fit right in with that as well. What are some teams you can see John Harbaugh being a good fit for if he keeps coaching?
I look at the Jets.
Jets.
The Jets probably.
They need everything. They need a coach, GM, players.
Even the Browns, though, I feel like it'd be a good fit with the Browns.
Yeah.
With Kevin Stefanski being gone now. There's really not a lot of places, though, in the league right now that's going to – I don't know. I feel like a lot of people want a lot of new energy. But the squads the two squads I just named, with the Jets and the Browns, those are two organizations that are desperate. Anything coming in there is going to be good energy for them, and it's going to be something new for them. So, those two organizations are really trying to figure it out. They got the talent, but just still can't really figure it out. So I feel like they need a coach. It really doesn't matter the age or, for them, it's kind of more like who is somebody who can help us get over the hump and actually utilize this talent that we have on our teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I can see that, and there'll be a list of teams that are lining up to try to interview John Harbaugh, even if they don't sign him on as their head coach. Giants will be one of them. You said the Jets will be one of them as well. Cleveland Browns will make a lot of sense for him as well. So we'll see how it goes, man. Maybe he takes a year off. Obviously, they'd love to have him on TV. He's been coaching for 18 years. Same deal with Mike Tomlin, man. But John Harbaugh out as the Ravens coach. Earlier this morning, they made the announcement after they lost to the Steelers in a go-ahead game for winner takes all, goes to the playoffs, wins the AFC North. They fall short due to their kicker. Wayne is blaming the kickers as he got on the show yesterday and blamed them. I'm blaming them too, man. I get it. I know it's pressure and it's all this. But you do one thing from the offseason all the way till y'all pack it up and put the stuff in your trash bags. You kick. So when you go out there and you miss a kick, we have the right to criticize those guys. I see some people, oh, man, I feel bad for the kicker. Oh, he's a young – hey, bro, we don't care. It's the NFL. If we can criticize quarterbacks and we can criticize linemen, you can criticize kickers. You got one job. Kick the ball. You missed. So that is what it is. And you ended the season with your miss. So that is what it is, man. Ravens move on from their coach. Obviously, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. He's my favorite player in the league. I'm hoping they get a competent head coach, somebody that can come in and kind of turn this organization around. Not around. It's not like they're, bottom feeders, but get these guys with championship aspirations going into this next year, because we probably only got 4 or 5 more years of Lamar Jackson in his prime. You got to capitalize on that right now while he's still in his prime. You never know what could happen, or before he decides to maybe go home or something, go play for the Dolphins. He might not want to stay in Baltimore too much longer. So you never know what's going to happen. John Harbaugh out as coach for the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to circle back and talk some more NFL a little bit later on in the show. Want to switch over and talk about some college football, man. Obviously, college football is in full effect right now. College football playoffs continue on Thursday and Friday, the semifinal games. And we already talked about the wild card weekend. We'll be following that on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But also going on right now in college football is the transfer portal. Probably the biggest thing going on right now in college football is this transfer portal, the amount of money being handed out. We talked about Sorensby, the quarterback from Cincinnati yesterday, committing to Texas Tech, getting $5 million. Man, some of these deals that these guys are getting at the quarterback spot, or really all of these spots, these guys are getting paid, and I got no problem with it. I'm loving it. I love seeing the young dudes get paid because they've been exploited for way, way too long. These coaches, these GMs, athletic directors, all these guys want to do is get paid and do this. All y'all want to do is have free labor. So we don't even have to get all the way into that. Y'all for some strange reason, love free labor. You want these guys to show up and come to work, break their legs, tear their ACLs for the school, and don't get any money. That doesn't even make any sense. And they've been playing players for as long as college football has been out. So nothing is new. Only thing about it now is you can discuss it out in the open. Let's talk about some of these transfer portal guys that have jumped in the portal and some of these guys that have already made news. Yesterday, PJ, on the show, we talked about one of your Texas guys, Parker Livingstone, that was, as he said, almost forced to get into the portal. He didn't want to leave Texas. He always wanted to play for Texas, obviously, like everybody else that plays football in the state of Texas in high school. You want to play for the University of Texas, at least most people. He said he didn't want to leave the university. They kind of forced his hand. He backdoors that by joining probably their biggest rival in the Oklahoma Sooners, commits to OU today. What do you think about Parker Livingstone, for one, saying that he got forced to transfer, and then after that, committing to Oklahoma out of all the schools he could have committed to?
Well, this is coming from inside of Texas, but they said that basically they offered him some money. They offered him an amount of money that he basically didn't want. He wanted a higher amount. Texas wasn't willing to give that, and so he went ahead and chose to go into the transfer portal. At first, it was a lot of things coming out because guys were, people do know that right now we're really on the hunt to get Cam Coleman. He just had a visit. He was down here. He was down in Austin, I think on Saturday and Sunday. And he was hanging out with guys like Ryan Wingo, Colin Simmons was with them. Arch Manning also was there. Christian Clark. He was with a few guys on the campus and everything all throughout Austin. And I heard it was a really good visit. He's supposed to be coming back. He's a guy that's going to take all his visits. His agent came out and pretty much said that they're going to, take all their visits. But Texas is still probably one of the number one schools that he's possibly going to end up going to, along with Texas A&M, because he ended up going to College Station the day after he left Austin. But with Parker Livingston, I hate to see him go. I really liked him. He was a guy that I was really big on going into the season because I knew he would be able to produce. He's standing there like 6'4", 6'5". The kid, he's a really big kid. He run really good routes. Probably not as crisp with his hands as far as catching. That's something that he had to work on. I'm sure he's going to work on that for sure going into next year at Oklahoma. But I don't know, I feel like it's kind of petty a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's definitely petty. Going to OU.
Going to OU, I feel like it's kind of petty. I'm not mad at his decision. These kids, they can make whatever decision that they want. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's their career, but I still believe that it's kind of petty. You know what I mean? To pretty much go to the number one rival of Texas. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some of the guys, like you see some of the guys like Grayson Littleton, Colin Simmons. A few of them guys was in the comments, with laughing emojis. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like that's petty. You know what I mean? To go over there, but I hope all is well for him. I hope everything goes great over there at Oklahoma for him. I think he's gonna fit over there. Still, they got John Monsieur coming back next year, so you have a decent quarterback being able to throw the ball to him. And I'm sure Brent Venables is gonna have that team ready to go next year. Kind of make up for whatever, for what they didn't, what they kind of, I feel like they had a really good year, but I feel like they wanted to be better this year. So I feel like next year they're going to lock in. We'll see him at the Red River Route.
Yeah, I think it works out for him, and he goes to I don't know if they gave him the bag that he wanted. He goes to a good school like OU, so it ends up working out. But he kind of is a case of some of these other guys some of the stuff I've been talking about with these other guys. There's
The
too
grass
many.
is not
There's too many
always greener.
players in the portal right now.
Yeah.
It's just too many guys. Like, it's not enough spots. Dudes are just jumping into the portal, and it's cool. You know, some guys got destinations in mind already, but some of you dudes got your uncle or your homeboy or your roommate as your agent, and they're telling you, bro, jump in the portal, bro. We gonna get 500 bands, and you finna be at ICDC. You're gonna be at a school. You're gonna be in the middle of nowhere. You're gonna be JUCO. Some of y'all are about to be at James Madison playing at Power 4 schools, and you're finna be at James Madison.
Yeah. And don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that was right around the type of money that they were trying to give him was like another like $500,000, $600,000. He wanted more.
You wanted more than $600K? Who do these dudes think, bro? Parker, you're nice, bro. You're a good player, but who do you think you are? You wanted more than $600K?
My problem with that's my problem with a lot of these guys. A lot of you guys haven't really produced enough on the field to even be asking for a certain amount of money. Guys like Cam Coleman, Nick Marsh, who is now at Indiana. Josh Hoover, who's now at Indiana.
Yep.
These are guys. Their numbers speak for itself as to why that they are the top guys in the portal. None of the top guys really in the portal, besides the two that I just named, have even really signed anywhere, because a lot of those guys are taking their time. But some of you guys that's in the portal that's just jumping into the portal just to go, they're gonna have a rude awakening, man, because it's not enough. It's not enough spots. It's not enough spots in a lot of places, and a lot of you guys, you're gonna find yourself going to school, and you're gonna end up being a backup or not getting as many touches as you want. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're gonna be right back in the portal next year, because there's guys that's in the portal right now, if not half or more than half, are in the portal again who have already been in the portal. There's guys that's on their third school right now that's in the portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't. At some point, you guys are gonna have to buy into whatever school that you're at. Some of y'all are leaving really good programs because you want more money, but you need to lock into whatever program that you're in and buy in and get developed as a player.
Yeah, some of y'all not getting developed. Some of y'all not getting no better, and you're living off of high school hype. I'm seeing dudes post themselves in the portal, and they got 4-star next to their thing. Hey, them stars is gone, bro. He was one of the exact guys I'm thinking of. You posting 5-star receiver jumping it. Hey, you're not a 5-star no more, bro. You was a 5-star in high school.
You're not a 5-star no more.
You just a 21-year-old trying to find somewhere to play football now. You're not a 5-star anymore, bro. Like, that's over with. Some of y'all are in the portal every year. It's a lot of guys that this is their third year getting into the portal in their third year of eligibility. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Of reportedly almost 3,000 players in the portal. Now, that's just reported. I don't know how many. I didn't count them all. But all I know is it ain't 3,000 schools. It ain't 3,000 spots. Some of y'all are finna be playing at Idaho State. Like, that was at a Power 4. Like, what are y'all... Funny, some of y'all finna be at Montana State. Like, it ain't registering yet.
Yeah. I just don't want these guys to get so focused on the money. I promise you, you guys, y'all didn't play because y'all young. Y'all don't remember when the guys was playing college football. We weren't getting no money.
Yeah.
And we were having to put our money together to go eat at Taco Bell and Subway and Mazio's Pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We steal boxes from CC's Pizza at the end of the night because they throw all their pizzas in the trash, and we catching them as soon as they coming out the back door with all the boxes and taking it back to our dorms. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Now. Like, any money is good money. I promise you. Any money, $500,000, $600,000 is great money.
Come on, man. That's crazy.
Come on, man. That's crazy money. And definitely for guys. Like, no offense to Parker Livingston. Like I said, I've been big on that guy, bro, since he came out of Lovejoy.
Yeah.
I love how he played. But your numbers aren't enough for you to be asking for. I'm not saying just how much you asked for, but you clearly have to be, probably, because if you didn't take $500,000 or $600,000, whatever they were trying to offer you, then you must have been asking for $1 million.
Reportedly, almost all the guys at Texas get a base of like $300,000 or $400,000. So you had to be
that's the
asking
base,
for more than that.
We're asking for $1 million.
Which is
You have to
crazy.
be asking for $1 million, which is crazy because your numbers and your stats, dude, you dropped over so. I forgot how the exact stat. But all I know is going into the Michigan game, the bowl game that we just had, they showed that stat. He dropped like half of his passes this year.
Man,
half of his targets he dropped.
I'm not paying nobody named Parker $1 million unless you play quarterback or left guard. I'm not paying nobody named Parker. Bro, $1 million? $600K wasn't enough for you. Like, what do y'all think you need? You make more than a doctor. Doctors go to school for 10 years, and you making more than a doctor at 20, and you saying, oh, man, that ain't enough.
That's not enough. Our quarterback just took a pay cut. Arch Manning took a pay cut. And
you don't need no money.
And he's arguably a top 5 QB in college football right now.
I mean, especially going into next year.
Going into next year, he's a top 5 QB. And he took a pay cut. You know what I mean? So that we can be able to get some guys offensively on Texas, like a Cam Coleman, or like a guy that we've been looking at also in the portal recently, Caden Durham. He's in the portal too. You know,
Leak Brown. I seen him trying to get Brown from Arizona State. I think he'd be nice at Texas.
Yeah. Malik Brown. And I know they're trying to go back to the bigger backs. Christian Clark is a big back. I mean, he's like 5'11", 215. We got the freshman Derek Cooper from Chaminade coming in. That boy is 6'2", 220, 225 already.
Yeah.
He's like an AP. He runs like an AP. So I know they're trying to get them big backs, back into Texas. But Malik Brown will be really good. I like him. I liked him coming out of Mater Day. He reminded me a lot of Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Just his running style and how he's so athletic and his speed and his cuts and everything. It's crazy. So I like Malik Brown. I also like Caden Durham. Only thing I'm worried about with Caden Durham is injuries.
I don't like Caden Durham at Texas. Caden Durham needs to get out of the SEC.
Yeah, I don't like the injuries with him. And it's crazy because he's actually bigger than Malik Brown. But it just seems like he's brittle, man. Like his toe injury, calf injury, whatever. It's just something.
Big 12. He needs to go to Big 12.
Big 12. He dominated in the Big 12. I mean, we were just saying that about one of our guys from Texas. That when our little dudes, Trey Wiseman.
Yeah, I said Big 12 ACC. So he went to the ACC.
Big 12 ACC. He's going to thrive at Florida State. I think he's going to be awesome over there.
Yeah, he's going to kill.
I'm happy for him. Yeah, he's going to kill over there. So some of these guys, man, they gotta really take a deep dive into themselves and where you would probably thrive at the most.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're not doing it. I feel like they're more focused on, this school is not going to give me this amount of money, so I'm just going to transfer. And now you're transferring every year. But y'all not realizing every time you transfer, you're making less money because you're not that big of a guy no more once you hit the portal multiple times. A guy like Jonte Cook is going to his NIL deal is going to be so low on whatever school that gets him because this is going to be his 4th school.
Yeah.
It's going to be his 4th school. So wherever school that gets him, they're not going to be willing to pay him because he doesn't have any type of tape. He has no tape. You don't have any tape, really. You barely played at Texas. You probably had 5 targets in that 1 year that you was at Texas. Then you transferred to Washington. You didn't play. Well, you got kicked off the team. Then you transferred to Syracuse. You had a few good little touches this year, but you didn't really do a lot.
He had like 2 touchdowns.
So, you know what I mean? So there's not enough tape for a school. At this point, we're just paying you off of what we think that you could possibly be. And if I'm a school, I'm not willing to do that unless I'm just a desperate school that has a losing program. I'm not willing to do that if I'm a school that's trying to win and that's already kind of been winning. You know what I mean? So these guys, man, they gotta figure it out, man. There's a lot of guys up in the portal, but there's not a lot of spots for y'all.
And they're drying up. A lot of these spots is already, like, if you look at the quarterback position, guys is already making their decisions. I mean, Josh Hoover to Indiana, Byron Brown just signed to Auburn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drew Mestamaker,
Like,
who was one of the top guys. All them UNT guys went to Oklahoma State, so that makes sense for them to jump in the portal. All the Iowa State guys went to Penn State. All the Penn State guys went to Virginia Tech.
I don't know where Sam Levy going to go. I don't know where Dylan Rayola's going to go. I don't know where
Sam is probably the last. I don't want to say the last. Sam, DJ Lagway, Dylan Raiola are the last big pieces to fall. One of them got to go to LSU. So LSU's going to get one of those guys. But, I mean, after that, where are you? One of y'all going to be at Kentucky. One of y'all are going to be at Mississippi State. Like, y'all, all these jobs are not going to be open. I'm hoping, and we're getting ready to talk about Baylor in a second. I'm hoping that a school like Baylor can kind of clean up with the excess of guys that are in the portal. That they kind of clean up, like, okay, maybe we can get a DJ Lagway since his daddy went to Baylor. Maybe we can go get a CJ Baxter, and maybe he wants to stay in Texas. Maybe we can get a Taylor Tatum from Oklahoma. Because I don't know where some of these guys are going to go. Some of y'all are finna sign up to be backups, a third string. Like a CJ Baxter. If you don't hurry up and take one of these jobs, you finna be a second string or third string somewhere, bro. Or you're going to be at Eastern Carolina. You're going to be at a school like that. Like, you're not going to be at the Florida States and the Floridas and all these. They got guys. Yeah. So you're going to be at UCF if you don't hurry up and sign somewhere. Like, so, you know, I think it's like that for a lot of these guys in the portal. Too many guys in the portal. I'm going to ask you about a couple of these guys. First off, Josh Hoover going to Indiana. Indiana's back on their same stuff, man. I said it earlier. I said it yesterday. Indiana's doing the exact same thing they did last year. The exact same thing. I think they might win the Natty this year, and they've already went and got a Josh Hoover, who, I mean, I'm a Big 12 guy, so obviously I know about Hoover, but guys are going to be shocked about him just like they were shocked about Mendoza this year. Josh Hoover is a guy. He's a for real baller. Him going to Indiana, them getting Nick Marsh as well going to Indiana. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Indiana addition so far, man?
They're killing right now. They also got a few other guys.
Turbo Richard from Boston College.
Yeah, Turbo Richard from Boston College. They're running back, big boy, very explosive.
Yeah.
He just beats down on defenses. Josh Hoover is a guy, like you said. I really like him. If people haven't really, heard of him or anything, just go watch TCU offense.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, and I mean, oh my God, he's awesome. Nick Marsh is a dog.
Yeah.
He is in the same conversations that I have about Jeremiah Smith, Cam Coleman. Like, he's in that.
Yeah. No, he's
if I'm not mistaken, he's in that same class. He's in that same class. So he's a dog. He's a dog. He's just been playing with Michigan State. That's
nothing.
So, but I mean, he's still been putting up numbers. He's been playing for a team as bad as Michigan State. So I think that he's going to be a lot like Elijah Surratt for Indiana this year. He's going to be a lot like him. I'm sure they're going to grab some more guys, but they already got some guys over there that's going to be coming back. So Indiana, man, I love what they're doing, and it's crazy that they're doing it because they still got a chance to win a national championship. They're in the semifinals.
Like, they might win it all and then still get the best transfer portal class.
The best transfer portal class. So, man, like I said, I'm a huge fan of this Indiana team. Kurt Signetti, that's like my favorite coach right now in college football. Man, I'm just sold on what he's building over there, and I'm looking forward to just seeing them even next year and seeing how good they're going to be.
Where do we think a guy like, we just talked about some of these other quarterbacks, Lagway, Sam Levitt, Dylan Raiola. What's left for these guys? Where can they go that makes sense? I mean, they're transferring. All three of those guys are transferring from major pro outside of Sam Levitt, and I think Sam can pretty much go wherever he wants. But really more like guys like DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola, Deuce Knight. Where are these guys headed to?
I think Sam Levitt or Raiola fit at Virginia Tech with Penn State former coach being over there now.
Well, they just the other guy from Penn State just left over there, Ethan Bronkmeyer.
He's at Virginia Tech though with the new Penn State. With Penn State former coach.
Yeah, he just left. All the Penn State guys, State guys went to Virginia Tech. All the Iowa State guys are going to Penn State since Iowa State.
I'll take
coach went over there.
I'll take that back. Then I'm not really sure on Sam Levitt then, or even Dylan Raiola. I mean, Sam Levitt maybe to Illinois. That could be another school possibly. Sam Levitt can also go out west. He can possibly try to look and see. I don't know, man. In the West Coast, do you think Dante Moore will probably be going after this year for Oregon?
Yeah, I think Dante Moore's coming out because he's the best quarterback in this class. So I think he's probably coming out. Maybe.
So Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon's a school possibly. Washington. One of those West Coast teams.
But if you're gonna go to one of them, well, not Oregon, but if you're gonna go to anybody else on the West Coast, you should have just stayed at Arizona State because all them teams is worse than Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State still is a contender. So I'm not really sure with them two. DJ Lagway, I've been hearing a lot about Baylor, of course, because his dad, and then a lot about LSU.
If you're LSU, do you want Lagway?
Do you want Lagway though? He's been injury prone these last 2 years, and even whenever he was healthy, it's kind of like it's like I said, man. Some of these guys, I feel like they're just not developing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm just seeing the development of players kind of decline. You're seeing guys who are third years and they're still making mistakes that freshmen should make. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on. I mean, with DJ Lagway, it's only his second year, so I'm giving him a pass kind of. But still, though, there's just certain mistakes and stuff that you shouldn't be making at this point that he's at. You know what I'm saying, in his career. But if he want to stay, to me, he's SEC talent. I feel like he's shown glimpses that he can be a really good SEC quarterback. It's just all about is he going to be able to put it together. I feel like with DJ Lagway, he needs to get around a coach who is going to be able to develop him, because I feel like at Florida, he wasn't around a coach that can necessarily help develop him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Lane Kiffin at LSU, that'll be really good for him. Lane Kiffin, he'll help him develop. But he really needs, if him and his agent, I'm sure they are already doing it, but these guys, they need to really, really go try to look at a school that's going to help develop him as really going to being a pro QB.
Yeah, I think that's why Baylor, he's coming to visit Baylor here in the next few days. That should be a real option for him. You got to think about Big 12 defenses. What can I shine in? You just seen what Jake Spavital was able to do with Sawyer Robinson. Had him as a top 5 QB, at least stat-wise, in the nation. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of other things to look forward to with Baylor, and we're about to talk about them in a second. But, a school like that is somewhere I think they should go. I think LSU is going to be a lot of pressure on them at LSU. LSU is going to want to win right now. Lane Kiffin is for sure going to want to win right now, seeing that his team has got a chance to win a natty right now that he just left and took half their coaches with him, and they still got a chance to win a natty. He's going to want to be competitive right away as soon as he gets on LSU's campus and they play their first game. I don't know if Lagway is that guy. I think, Sam Levitt, I don't know how he fits the culture down there, but as far as just having a developed quarterback, I think Sam Levitt is the best option. Dylan Raiola, I'm not sold on Raiola. He looked good his freshman year at times. He had moments he looked good this year, but he had moments he looked like, and then he's doing this cosplay stuff with Mahomes. I don't know. You see Tech, they didn't even give him an offer. They said, we don't want none of that cosplay stuff. We're not playing around. We trying to win football games, not play Halloween.
I feel like he should have just stayed in Nebraska, because
he should have stayed in Nebraska.
They had a 10-win season last year. What they go this year?
Nebraska's going to be good. Nebraska's going to be a top 5 team in the Big Ten next year.
Yeah, so I don't know why he left. That's my problem with these guys. Y'all are leaving schools where you have had winning seasons. It's not like DJ Lagway has lost a lot at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these guys, y'all are leaving schools that y'all have had winning seasons, and schools that are looking like they're going up. Whether it's in recruiting or being in the transfer portal, these are schools that are looking to be going up, and you can compete in your conferences. So I just don't get it, man. Like, so why leave? Just help develop that school. Just like how Fernando Mendoza now, Josh Hoover is going to Indiana because of Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah. And what was the last dude? Curtis Roy?
Yeah, Curtis Roy. last year. So go off of that, not off of like you could be one of those guys that can help these guys start coming to your school wherever you've been at, like a Nebraska, and help them come back up, similar to how Miami now is back up. Miami's probably going to get a good guy in the transfer portal at quarterback. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's and this is just off of 2 seasons where they done had 2 transfer portal QBs come in, Cam Ward, and then now Beck. I don't know, man. These guys, man, like I said, man, it's more of y'all in the portal than there is spots, man. You got to really be careful where you're going to be signing off to.
I mean, we down to Power 4. It's not even Power 5 anymore. There's only 4 conferences. Yeah. All those conferences only got a certain amount of team. It ain't going to be that many spots. I'm telling y'all, a lot of you quarterbacks, if they don't sign, they need to go and look at a guy from a few years ago, Malachi Nelson. Number 1 quarterback coming out of California, ranked ahead of Nico Imelava, all them other top dudes that came out of Cali that year. He was number one. Went to USC, didn't like it. What he do? Transferred to Boise State. Went to Boise State thinking I was going to be sweet. We got Ashton Genty. Didn't play. Got your spot took, matter of fact. Did not play. Transferred to UTEP. Figured out that, man, I'm not even that good at UTEP. Now he back in the portal. This is a guy that was a number 1 quarterback, ranked above all these other quarterbacks we just talked about. They were all in that same class. He was ranked in front of everybody. And look at him now, already at UTEP, which isn't Power 4, which is barely a group of 5. And now he's transferring again. I don't know where he's going to go. Incarnate Word, where can you go lower than UTEP? I don't know where you finna go to play at Blinn. Like, I don't know what's left. Like, some of y'all dudes are just jumping in the portal, bro, and I get it. You got these guys in your ear, these agents. The agents is what make it the worst. I like it because some people will get an opportunity to do some stuff, but they don't have any regulations like the NFL. You can't just hire your uncle and he come negotiate a contract. They have to be an agent that is certified by the agency in order to be an agent, in order to do a contract. In college right now, you can put a beer down and call Arizona State and say, I want $500,000.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's getting so wild right now.
Their dads, their uncles, their big brothers, big cousins, these are their agents.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Exactly. They trying to not work no more. Now, at least if your homeboy is doing it, maybe he got something else to do in the day. But when y'all hiring y'all dads and y'all uncle and your grandpa and your cousin, they putting retirement plans in. They like, oh yeah, we gonna do this and just break me off $100,000, bro, and I'll be good. Meanwhile, you not finna get that $100,000 because you finna be at UNT instead of playing at Missouri or instead of playing at Tech. You finna be at, come on, bro. Like, it's not going to work out, man. The portal is overly full right now. We're going to be keeping our eye on this to see where some of these guys land. Big name guys already landed places. Go ahead.
Still got a lot more guys going into the portal.
A lot more because we still got 4 teams left in the college football playoffs. So they still got all their guys that are going to jump into the portal after this is all done, especially Ole Miss. Everybody's staying on board, and it's cool right now because we're winning. It's a brotherhood. As soon as they come out here and get smacked by Miami, then it's all going to look different. All these guys are going to get put into the portal. A lot of these guys are going to say, man, we don't even got no coach, bro. I'm going to jump into the portal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Some of these guys going to LSU. Even as bad as that's going to look, some of these guys are going to be at LSU. Trinidad Chambers, who just got granted his sixth year of eligibility, he's going to be staying.
That's insane that he just got granted.
Yeah, 6 years. Like, the story is great. I love his story. He's a guy that's been nice. He's been nice his whole career. He just got overlooked. And that's cool. I love them type of stories. But you got your moment to shine. This was it. This was your moment to shine. To say now, let me get one more. Hey, bro, you finna be 25 years old playing against 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
It's out of control.
Yeah, so some of these guys, it's going to be like that in the portal. I want to look at the team right here in Waco, man, the Baylor Bears. They've had a not-so-great dealing with the transfer portal right now. They've made some names. They just got a lineman from Texas that they snagged on. They got a corner from Oklahoma that they snagged on. But this was Baylor's problem last year, and Rocky said this on the show. Last year, Baylor thought instead of going and getting the good guys from D2 and D1 AA, we're going to go get all the guys that's disgruntled from these bigger programs to come over And then you realize, dang, maybe they're disgruntled because these guys just not that good. That's my only problem with them getting those guys. But Baylor's biggest problem is not who's coming in, it's who's leaving. Bryson Washington was kind of the final straw that broke the camel's back, in my opinion. Him jumping into the portal, he's a local guy. He's easily your best player. Him jumping into the portal kind of knocked it all off. But, I mean, I'm looking at 19 guys jumping into the portal, and majority of these guys were starters. Walker White, who just transferred in the portal. We just talked about these guys are transferring every year. He was a 4-star coming out of high school at quarterback, went to Auburn, didn't play, transferred to Baylor, didn't play. Now he's transferring again. So now Baylor don't got no quarterback going into next year. Pretty much our whole offensive line that was left returning, they all jumped into the transfer portal. All of our starting edge players jumped into the transfer portal. Keaton Thomas, KT Thomas, who was our best player the last 2 years in a row, he left. He's at Ole Miss now, committed to Ole Miss. DJ Coleman, who was a bright spot of safety, he left. He went to Florida. How does Baylor bounce back from not only you keep your coach, you have an absolutely horrible season, you underachieve at everything you wanted to achieve this year, you keep your coach on, you lose all the guys coming back. It was already a senior-heavy team. They already had 20-something guys that were seniors, including Sawyer Robertson, including all 5 of the receivers that played this year, pretty much all were seniors. You're losing all of that. Then the guys you have left, you lose almost all of those dudes. How does a team like Baylor bounce back from this when they're already getting known for not paying a lot in the portal? I'm not saying they're not paying. I'm just saying they're not like Texas where even if you don't play, you make $400,000. Baylor ain't that school. So you're already battling against that. You're battling against the 9th best team in Texas alone? We got SMU, we got Tech, we got Texas, we got A&M. Like, I mean, you already at a losing spot right there. You're only guys we're in front of is UNT and Texas State right now, in UTEP. Everybody else, they get first pickings on a guy that wants to come back to Texas maybe and play football. How do you think a team like Baylor can rebound from all these losses in the portal?
You fire your coach.
Yeah.
You fire your coach because
Which,
he's
like
supposed
they
to
should
already
have
have been gone anyway. He's supposed to already have been gone. And we said, I mean, you talked about this last year, about this 2026 class.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, if they don't, we both said it though. I was like, well, it ain't gonna even matter how good the 2026 class look right now in the summer. If they don't have a good season this fall, they're gonna lose most of their guys.
And they lost everybody except for London Smith.
Everybody.
Shout out one hometown kid stayed, but he got ties to Baylor, so that makes sense. I mean, his mama and daddy played at Baylor, so yeah, he's gonna stay.
Baylor, so yeah, he's gonna stay. But everybody else don't have those ties, so they're gonna go. They're gonna go. It makes no sense, bro. You're supposed to been fired your coach. He is just not the guy. He has not been the guy, and he won't be the guy. Well, we're in like 6 years of this.
Yep. Yeah. Since 2020.
2020. We're in the 6th year. He's not going to be the guy in the 6th year. I'm sorry. Not in this day and age of college football. He's not going to be the guy in 6 years. I'm not saying that you need to come in and do a Steve Sarkisian type turnaround or even a Kurt Signetti type turnaround, even Mario Cristobal out at Miami. You know, I'm not saying like that, or even Lane Kiffin with Ole Miss. But in your 6th year, if you haven't already, I mean, bro.
We're going backwards.
We got more loose. We're going backwards. We're going way backwards. Like way backwards. We're going to 2000 and we in 2026. We going to 2006, baby.
For real though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's bad right now. You need to fire your coach. You need to go grab somebody that's out here right now so that they can bring their guys in. This is going to take this probably might take a good few years. This might take like a good 4 to 5 years to get this you know what I'm saying, to get it back to where we want it to be at, because it's just going to be hard to make these boys around this area believe that they can come to Baylor and actually have something here.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get the guys believing first. I think they need a philosophy change at Baylor. For one, they need a talent evaluator. They already said that we're keeping Dave Aranda, at least for this upcoming next year. So, I mean, that kind of just is what it is at this point. But somebody has got to be the talent evaluator. The reason Indiana could turn around in 2 years, Kurt Cinetti's a great coach, but him or somebody on his staff knows how to identify talent. Indiana was never, maybe now they will, but at that point was never going to get a 5-star. So what do? They went and found an Elijah Surratt. They went and found an Omar Cooper. They found a Fernando Mendoza. They found all these guys that can play. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm just saying they went to JMU. They went to all these smaller schools that had talent that were winning programs though, and brought those guys. So I don't know why Baylor hasn't adopted that philosophy yet, because it's right here in our face, bro. I mean, you can look at Texas Tech.
High school is not going to do nothing. High school is not going to do anything for Baylor right now. You can recruit high school players all you want. High school is 50-50. One, you don't know if these guys are even going to commit, even if they are committed the whole. They lost commits on guys that was committed for a year. What's the dude out of Temple? He was committed for a year. And he left. Jamarian Vincent was committed for a year. And he's from Waco, born and raised. He gone. A guy like Trey Wiseman jumps into the portal. He's a Waco guy. Baylor don't even have a chance. They don't even get him on the phone. Like they can't even get his agent on the phone. Another guy, Waco guy, Kiefer Sibley, is transferring from UNT. I'm not sure if he's even considering Baylor. He might say, I might as well go back to UNT if I'm going to do that. Like, so Baylor, they need a philosophy change. You got to find a guy that can evaluate talent. You've got to stop being so focused on high school. High school is important. But clearly, teams like Indiana, teams like Ole Miss, these teams are showing you got to get out there in that portal and you got to find some talent. It's 3,000 dudes in the portal. You can rebuild your team today. It don't have to be a 5-year process. You can rebuild today. If you got money and you can evaluate talent, you can be a Big 12 championship team today. But I don't know if Baylor has that.
They're not poor. They're not even poor. It's not like Baylor's a poor school.
No, they got money. But see, they wanted to start off on when the NIL first opened. Oh, we're not going to get NIL. We're not going to do that kind of stuff. We want guys that love the game. Hey man, all the love the game guys are at home right now. Like you're gonna lose. Mike Gundy, he was an Oklahoma State guy. We just seen him at Big 12 Media Day, and he was talking about it. I want guys. This money stuff is out. Where's Mike Gundy at? The crib. That's where you're gonna be for all the guys that want that. Oh, we want guys that just love the game of football. Cool. If you want to do that, go coach at Sacramento State. If you're gonna coach in this Power 4, you're going to have to get some money involved, bro. And Baylor got money. They got $1 million donors. They ain't going to keep donating millions of dollars if y'all decide you're going to come out here and get nobodies and get a guy on Oklahoma that ain't played and go get a guy from Texas that ain't played or go get a guy from Florida that ain't played. That's not going to work. You need somebody to evaluate talent, and you got to – you're going to need another coach. I'm not going to give Dave Aranda a year. Baylor gave him another year. So we all have to give him another year. I don't know what's going to change. He's a defensive guy that came in to coach defense, and the defense was sorry. So I don't know how that works. But he's still going to be there. They got to find a way to get talent on this roster. They got to find a way to identify guys in the transfer portal as well. So lots and lots going on in college football. Let's talk about these games that are getting ready to happen in college football, though, as we look towards the playoffs on Thursday and Friday. College football playoff resuming the semifinals. Coming up now, 4 teams that a lot of people didn't think would be here, myself included. I didn't have Ole Miss being in the Final Four, but look at Ole Miss. It's all about matchup when it comes into this. I thought Tech was good enough to beat Oregon last week, and I think their defense was good enough to beat Oregon. But Texas Tech had to figure out the hard way that Morton ain't the guy. And what did Tech do right after that? They lost and figured out we lost because of our quarterback. They went and gave the best dude in the portal, one of the best guys, Brent Sorensby, out of Cincinnati, $5 million. That's how you go and address a problem. Okay, we lost because our quarterback was trash. Let's go get somebody and give him $5 million to come out here and come play. That's how you address it. But looking at these matchups, the first game is going to be Ole Miss and Miami, 2 teams that a lot of people didn't think would be here. I said yesterday on the show about halfway through the season, before they lost those games, I said Miami looks like the best team in the country. The way they were playing, definitely the way they opened up the season, beating teams like Notre Dame. But obviously they lost to Louisville. They lost to, was it Pittsburgh? I can't remember who their other loss was to. They lost to SMU. They lost to SMU. They lost to Louisville. Carson Beck played bad in both of those games. They had some injuries. So I fell off of my pick of saying Miami's the best team in the country. But right now, you're seeing the difference makers that they have out there. One of the reasons I love this Miami team is all these dudes are from Florida. Outside of Carson Beck and maybe a couple other guys, these are Florida guys out here playing for Miami. They're doing their thing right now. Ruben Bain, Messidor, taking over, Mark Fletcher. All these guys are doing their thing. Right now, Miami is favored in this game by 3.5. Yesterday on the show, I picked Miami to win. Wayne said he thinks Ole Miss is good enough to win it all. He's picking them to win the whole thing. I'm picking Miami to win in this game. I do love Ole Miss and what they've been doing. Obviously, Trinidad Chambers, a feel-good story. Them not having a coach, all the storyline goes well for them. But they were saying, man, they put up points on this Georgia defense, and you see what they did to Georgia. I don't think a lot of people were paying attention in the SEC this year. The best two defenses weren't the top teams in the SEC like we're used to seeing. Usually whoever the top defense is the top team. Georgia didn't have no top defense. A lot of people put up points on Georgia this year. Tennessee put up points on Georgia this year. Alabama put up points on Georgia this year. Same with Alabama. Alabama didn't have no top defense, even though those are the guys representing the SEC. Same with Ole Miss. They didn't have no top defense. Honestly, Texas and Oklahoma were probably the two best defenses in the SEC. But they were Oklahoma obviously made it, but then they got smacked on. But Texas didn't make it. Ole Miss, I know they can put points up. I don't know if they put up those same type of points on this Miami defense. It's just my opinion, though. PJ, what do you think about the first game on Thursday, Ole Miss and Miami?
I really love this game. This is gonna be a really good matchup. You know, like I always say, I'm a secret Miami Hurricane. Been there pretty much my whole life, but I think with this defense, with Miami's defense, they're gonna really, really make it hard for this Ole Miss offense to be as explosive as they usually are. The thing is in the trenches. Ole Miss has they have a decent O-line, but it's not the best. The O-line is, you know, they're gonna struggle against this D-line for Miami. Miami's gonna bring a lot of pressure, and they don't really run a lot of stunts because they just don't have to. You got guys like Marquise Lightfoot, Bain, and Messidor, of course, a few other guys that's on that D-line that they can just rush these guys and rush 3 or 4, and they're gonna get back there. So their linebackers are able to scrap and kind of pretty much contain a quarterback that is, you know, as mobile as Chambers is, because this is not their first time seeing a mobile quarterback. They've seen a mobile quarterback against Texas A&M. You've seen how they went. Also, even against SMU. SMU, they won the game, but, I mean, if you go back and look, Miami had a chance to win that game, and Carson Beck threw a pick.
Yep, same with Louisville.
So, yeah, same with Louisville. So they contained SMU's quarterback, who, you know, we really like, you know, the kid from South Oak Cliff. So
yep.
Miami has played every mobile quarterback they played this year. They've played them pretty good. My biggest thing is I mean, it's still going to be a very hard-fought game for them. But I personally just don't see Ole Miss really lighting up the scoreboard. Now, if Ole Miss does, it's going to be Chambers is going to have to really work some magic. I do love how I feel like in the playoff right now, out of all the 4 teams, Ole Miss has the best quarterback and running back duo. And I say that because it just seems like when Chambers is scrambling outside the pocket and he's running 20 yards back and 30 yards back and coming back up, it just seems like Keywan Lacey knows where to be in order to get the ball.
Lacey's a dog, man.
He's a dog. I don't know how they do it, but it's like they have that connection where he knows, like, I need to come back upfield. You know what I mean? Because my quarterback scrambled. Like, it's just like they just got that connection. And I feel like that can work against Miami if these linebackers aren't doing their job and really just I'll put a spy on Chambers. I'm not going to lie. I would probably put a spy on him. Like, I might put Muhammad Toure, the linebacker, or Basanti, one of them guys, spy him the entire game, or even Keywan Lacey. You know what I'm saying? Just follow wherever Keywan Lacey going, because he's a running back, but he's very much so like a raw receiver at running back. And so he just knows where to go, and he's great at coming out the backfield catching the ball. But still, like I said, the game to me is won in the trenches, and Ole Miss trenches are nowhere near this Miami trenches.
Nowhere near it. That's my point, man. I get the Trinidad Chambers thing. He is a good quarterback. This offense is dynamic. Charlie Weiss definitely knows how to dial it up, and he's been doing that with Ole Miss. But, man, first off, everybody's saying the defense with Miami and all that, and their offense isn't that good. If their offense was able to score 24 points on Ohio State, what are they finna do to these boys? Arvell Reese is not on Ole Miss. Caleb Downs is not on Ole Miss. Like, what do you think Malachi Tony and them boys finna do to this Ole Miss defense? Ole Miss defense is not even good. They're not even a top 5 defense in the SEC. What do we think Carson? And I get it. I don't have no faith in Carson Beck either. I ain't a Carson Beck fan. I got faith in Mark Fletcher, though. I got faith in Malachi Tony and some of these other guys that got out there, C.J. Daniels and them other boys out there from Miami. I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good game between these two. But as you just said, it's going to come down to the trenches, and the best trenches in the nation is Miami. That's out of every team. Nobody's got a better offensive and defensive line. They got probably 4 to 5 first-round picks between that offensive and D-line. Not NFL players, first-round picks. They got a tackle that's going to go in the top 10. They got a DN that's going to go in the top 5. Don't nobody else in the nation got that, man. So I think it's going to come down to that. Like you said, Keywan Lacey, he's a game breaker. He's a guy that can take over a game. Interested to see is he going to jump in that portal or not after this Ole Miss run is over with, because everybody's going to be signing up to try to get him if he does jump into the portal. Another Texas guy coming out of Lancaster as well. So that's going to be the first game in that one with Miami versus Ole Miss. Should be a really, really good one. They'll start us off on a good football weekend on Thursday with that. Second game in the semifinals, Oregon versus Indiana. Obviously, some people saying, oh, well, we already seen this game with Indiana and all that. I get that, but this is a different Oregon team than what we saw in that first time they played against each other. And it's going to be on a neutral site in great weather. It's going to be in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, so there's not going to be any type of weather. So both teams are going to be able to let loose and do whatever they do. I'm picking Indiana in this one. Obviously, I picked Indiana to win the Natty before the tournament even started. And I'm still picking them to win the Natty because as good as Oregon's offense is, I do think Dante Moore is going to be the best quarterback coming out. I do think Dante Moore is actually a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza. But that doesn't matter. All the other good quarterbacks is at home too. I don't think that matters for college. Who can come out here and run the system the best? I think, obviously, that's Fernando Mendoza. That front seven, nobody wants to see that front seven for Indiana. Those are actual dogs on that front seven for Indiana. Nobody's trying to play against them dudes. That includes Oregon. Oregon already lost to these guys. I don't think Oregon wants to see them again. I think I got Indiana winning this game. They're favored by 3.5. I take Indiana and the points on a neutral site like that in Atlanta, in a dome. Man, ain't going to be no weather conditions or nothing like that affecting the game. I like Oregon and I like Dante Moore. I probably would have picked them to get to the finals if they were playing somebody else. But against this Indiana team, I can't pick against them, man. What do you think about Indiana versus Oregon on Friday?
Yeah, I got Indiana in this game too. Now we always say it's hard to beat a team twice, but I think Indiana's going to really. Kurt Signetti is just a very, very smart coach. I think that he's going to play this game totally different compared to what they played earlier in the season whenever these two teams faced off against each other. So I'm not sure what he's going to do, but me personally, this Indiana team right now, they're playing perfect football. They don't really make mistakes. And Oregon sometimes can be prone to keep allowing teams to kind of stay around a little bit. And I know people like, oh, well, they played Texas Tech really good and shut them down. I don't really think that it was just that their defense was just that good. I really think Texas Tech offense really wasn't. That just wasn't their day.
Terrible game plan. Morton is not that guy. And they went away from what they did best. I think that's why they shut them out. And they had a short field the whole game.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 and out every play. But Tech's defense pretty much shut them out. They only scored on short
Yeah.
field stuff.
Yeah. And so that's why I'm like, man, that's just not gonna happen against this Indiana team. Indiana they really don't make that many mistakes, if any. And Kirsignetti's going to have them guys ready. So I got Indiana winning. And like I said, I feel like both of these games, the teams that have the best trenches are going to win. And Indiana and Miami right now, they have two of the best trenches in all of college football.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why these two teams are so far into the playoffs like they are, because of their trenches.
Yeah. And Indiana, like you said, on both sides of the ball, their trenches are solid. Fernando Mendoza, I don't think he's, some type of transcendent quarterback, but for college, man, the dude he's precise. He gets the ball out quick. And Kirsinetti and them dudes know how to dial it up. They know what to call. They know when to call it. So I like Indiana in this game. I like them the whole way through, man. But definitely for this game right here, I like them against Oregon. Going to be two really, really good games, though, in these semifinals with these two teams. We get to see it on a Thursday and a Friday. Get one last shot of some Friday night football as we'll get to see Oregon versus Indiana out there. Before we get off here today, we got some quick takes, and I want to touch a little bit of NFL as well. Obviously, lots and lots of movement in the NFL. 7 head coaching openings. A lot of coaches have been fired here to start off Black Monday and Black Tuesday, I guess you could say. Still a lot of coaches, I think, that could be on the hot seat. I don't know how Mike McDaniel still has his job in Miami. There's a couple other coaches I think that could be fired as well, not just the 7 that have been open. So a lot of head coaching openings. But let's do some quick takes before we jump over to the NFL and close the show out with some NFL talks. First off, as we go a little bit to some NBA, Steve Kerr gets ejected from a game yesterday. I don't even know what he was mad about. Nobody cares what he was mad about because nobody cares about the Warriors. The Warriors are sorry. They got a bunch of old guys out there. I don't watch the Warriors. All I know is that the Warriors are imploding. You get rid of Klay Thompson, which they needed to do. But, I mean, Klay Thompson living his best life now. He got a little something on the side over there while he out there in Dallas. He got plenty money. Now he coming off the bench. I ain't even got no worries now. I get to play 15 minutes, miss some shots, and get $30 million. Man, you sign me up for that any day of the week. He's living his best life. But in Oakland, they not doing that right now. They still think they're a championship contending team. We just saw Draymond get ejected from a game a couple of days ago. Draymond left the bench a week before that on his own thing. I never seen nobody eject themselves. He ejected himself from a game. And then a week later gets ejected from the game. Now the head coach getting ejected from the game. Hey, the Warriors is done. Had a great run. They got 4 championships out of this thing, but they have squeezed all the juice out of this lemon. It's time to blow it up. Just that simple. Maybe you keep Steph Curry. He retires as a Warrior. You don't want Steph to go anywhere. But if Steph wants to compete for a championship, you got to just let him know, hey, bro, you want to go to Lakers or something? You want to go to New York? Because it ain't gonna be in Golden State. This is over with. Steve Kerr, it's time to go ahead and go. Draymond, I don't even know how you're in the league still. It's time to retire. Because if you decide to leave the Warriors, you're going to be playing for the Shanghai Sharks after that. Nobody in the league is taking Draymond. Nobody in the league is taking Draymond right now. Same with a lot of the dudes out there. Their roster is ugly. I don't know what the Kuminga thing is. Sometimes he can hoop, sometimes he don't. Y'all got Jimmy Butler, and y'all know Jimmy Butler only going to average 10 points a game in the regular season. I don't know what the Warriors are doing. They don't got no direction. I think they need to blow it up. What do you think about Steve Kerr getting ejected and Draymond getting ejected and all the stuff they've had going on the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I don't really know what he was mad about either. I was trying to figure that out. I just seen him put him out the game. But, yeah, Draymond, too, he's finished. I feel like pretty much the organization right now is kind of going downhill. So they're going to have to try to bring some new energy into the Warriors, into the organization. At this point, it's over with. I feel bad for Steph, man, because he's still playing lights out, but it's just not going no more. But I mean, at some point, it happens to every great dynasty. Always end up coming down at some point. So I mean, we seen it with the Lakers, even with Kobe. I mean, the last probably 5 years.
Yeah, his last 6 years, they was terrible.
6 years, they were terrible teams. So it happens. So this might be that time for even Steph. You know what I mean? Everybody not able to go out, while your squad is just still at its best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely when y'all a dynasty like they were. So they had their time. They got their rings and everything. They just need some new energy. Draymond he's just, I don't know.
He needs to retire, bro. He's just tweaking. Every day he gets up and decides to tweak.
Yeah, he just needs to retire at this point, man, and just focus on your podcast and what you're doing on there, because basketball is just not working. And I can argue and say that it probably barely ever worked. It really was just because he was on the Warriors.
Yeah.
And he was like an enforcer for them. You know what I mean? He was their enforcer, and he was lucky enough to, be able to be on a great team and a great organization at that point in time. You know what I mean? We're a really good coach too.
Yeah, Draymond, he went to a great situation. You're a guy, you're an undersized guy that plays defense, that can pass somewhat, and you play with two of the best shooters ever. So, yeah. But, I mean, I've seen this conversation come up multiple times, the last few months, especially with the Kenyon Martin thing. People was really on there saying, well, Draymond's better than Kenyon Martin. He's got 4 rings. Why do y'all think rings mean you're better than somebody at basketball? Draymond Green ain't nowhere close as good. Yes. I'm talking about like majority of people on social media after Kenyon Martin said what he said about Draymond, because he said I can name 50 power forwards better than Draymond Green. Yeah. And he was right. He was right. He named it. He did it on the show, and people were still mad and was like, well, Draymond better than Kenyon Martin. Hey, bro, come on, man. Shout out Draymond Green. You got 4 rings and all that stuff. But if Draymond Green was on the Charlotte Hornets, he'd have played in the NBA for 2 years. 2 years. If he would have got drafted by the Hornets instead of the Warriors. Like, come on, man. Like, it was getting ridiculous. It's already past ridiculous right now. Draymond's still trying to do these WWE stuff in the league. And I want him to punch somebody that looks like him. Next time he decides to punch somebody, stop punching people from Australia and Lithuania and Sweden. You punching all them dudes. Punch somebody that's from where you from. Punch somebody from Detroit. Punch somebody from Compton. You ain't punch nobody else. All you keep punching is these Russians and Ukrainians. Punch somebody that's American, and then we'll talk about the toughness of it. But, yeah, Warriors, they out of there right now. Stuff's getting out of hand. Staying with the NBA, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks have come to an agreement to decide to trade him. Going to be off the Hawks. What do you think about Trae Young, and what team do you think he could go to?
Happy for him. I've been wanting him to get out of Atlanta for a minute now. So,
yeah.
I'm glad he did that. I don't know where he's going to go, really. Of course, it's going to be somebody that's going to need a point guard for sure. I'm trying to think. I really haven't even thought.
I don't know if there's many teams, this year that make a lot of sense, because he probably wants to go to a winner, and there's not a lot of winners that, just need not a guard that need a guard. A lot of the winners got main guards, like, Shea, Jamal Murray on the Nuggets. People like that, they got guards. But, I'm seeing a lot of this Trae Young slander. Everybody saying, Atlanta's moving off of him, and I don't know what team can use him because he doesn't play defense. Can we stop with this defense thing?
Dog.
Like, everybody in the NBA don't play defense, bro. And we got to stop man, he don't play defense, so no team can use him. This dude, for a career, his career average is 25 and 10. And he can't help nobody because he don't play defense. Most of these people don't play. Most people that played in the NBA ever didn't play defense. They weren't good defenders. So we got to stop this whole, he don't play defense. He's going to be a liability. You know who else was a liability on defense? Steph Curry. He got 4 rings. He's going to the Hall of Fame first ballot, and he's going to be he's already a top 3-point guard ever. And he don't play defense now. He didn't play defense when they was winning. He didn't play defense when he got drafted. So can we stop with the defense thing? Everybody not going to be good at defense. That's why you get other guys around him that can play defense. That's why you get a Draymond Green. That's why you get an Andre Iguodala to put around him. That's why you get a Klay Thompson. So we got to stop with the defense thing. I'm like you. I don't know what team you should go to right now. But the slander of Trae Young has got to stop. It's getting old. It doesn't make no sense. The dude is averaging 25 and 10. That's better than 99% of the guys in the NBA. So that means that just about every team in the NBA could use his services right now. NBA season in full effect. A couple of NBA games tonight. Heat in Minnesota on TV. Dallas and Sacramento also on TV on NBC. That means I will be on YouTube tonight after I get off the show. I will not be watching either one of those garbage games tonight that are going to be on NBC. I know it's the middle of the season and it's football time, but NBC, what are y'all doing? I feel like this 2 nights in a row, y'all done put these sorry games on here. Y'all knew before the season that Miami versus Minnesota was not going to be a good game. Y'all knew before the season that Dallas and Sacramento wasn't going to be a good game. Why are they on TV? That's another topic for another day. Looking at some NFL topics while we get ready to go on the NFL before we end the show here. Phillip Rivers came out and said, after, he announced his retirement and all that stuff again, his second retirement, after they decided to start Riley Leonard in the last game. But he says he wants to be an NFL head coach, and he said he thinks he could be a candidate for an NFL head coach this coaching cycle. So that means for this coming up year, he thinks he can be an NFL head coach. Now, Phillip, I like you as a quarterback. I don't know why you came. Well, I get why you came back and play. I don't know why the Colts decided to call you to come back and play. I think that was kind of wild. But now you think because you came off the couch and played in the game and played bad. That just is what it is. What we expect you to do. You're 45 years old. Now you think I could be an NFL head coach too. Hey, them boys, you was those light skinned legs and white legs you was throwing against in Alabama in private school. It's not gonna look like that in the NFL, bro. That offense that you said we were running the same offense as the Colts in high school. It's not gonna look like that in the league, bro. I'm not saying that you can't be a coach one day, but if you think you finna come off the couch for being at the crib and coaching private school football in Alabama, that you finna be a coach like that in the league, come on, Phillip. Let's stop it. What do you think about Phillip Rivers saying he could be a head coach this year in the league?
I got not this year. Maybe down the line.
Can you become an offensive coordinator first, a quarterback coach? Like, can you do any of them?
Like just be a scout. Be a scout. Like, you can be a scout first, work your way up. Be a quarterback coach, and then go to the offensive coordinator, then the head coach. Like, work your way up, bro. You're just saying that you can be there right now as like a head coach right now is crazy. Just work your way up, man. Not right now.
It's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with working your way up. And I know you're a borderline Hall of Famer, so maybe you don't have to start as an assistant and then go to this and then go to that. Okay, maybe somebody wants to try you as a quarterback coach, then offensive coordinator, then head coach. But you just throw you in as head coach. We don't know nothing about your coaching style. You've been talking to children. I understand you feel like you can coach, but you've been coaching children. You've been coaching 14-year-olds. You ain't just finna yell at a dude and tell him to get on the line that's making $35 million, bro. Ain't no get on the line. Ain't no bear crawl in the NFL. Like, that's not about to happen. So your coaching tactics that you've been using, that's going to be a little bit different. But, I can see Phillip as a head coach one day in the NFL for sure. They love making quarterbacks head coaches in the NFL. So I'm sure that he'd be another guy that they could put in there as a head coach eventually. But saying for this upcoming year, I think that's a little bit strange. The New York Giants have come out and said they are going to retain Joe Shane as their GM after they decided to fire Brian Daboll. This dude, Joe Shane, I've been talking about for a couple of years now. I thought maybe he had pictures on somebody, but that ain't good enough. He must have concrete evidence, video, and a confession on somebody in the Giants organization for him to not lose his job. I think this might be the worst GM in the NFL for the last 3 or 4 years, and somehow continues. He got on national television with HBO's $150,000 cameras pointing at him and said, yeah, I told Saquon, go ahead and go to free agency and call us back and let us know what number they offer you. Why would you? And then you were shocked that he didn't come back. I'm your best player, and you said go out there and see what they offer you, and then we'll call you back. And then you were shocked that he didn't come back. Then you said, well, if we get Devin Singletary and a couple other guys, all of their yards can add up together to be like Saquon. He said this on TV. Ain't no telling what he's been saying in these meetings off television. He said that on TV and kept his job. So for them to fire Brian Daboll and then say, once again, we're going to keep Joe Shane as GM, just confirms my theory that he's got some type of Epstein-level videos or pictures on somebody in the Giants organization that he's keeping his job. I have no idea how he has a job right now. What do you think about the Giants saying they're going to keep Joe Shane?
Yeah, they're going to stay terrible with that move. gonna stay terrible. They're not gonna be winning anything. So, yeah, that's I don't know, man. Seems like some organizations is like they're okay with losing some decision making that they make.
Yep. I agree. I think that's the New York Giants. Every year they're terrible. Every year they do. I seen Max Kellerman talking about this. He's a Giants fan. He said every year they do terrible for 90% of the season, and then the last 2 games they beat everybody and make sure they don't get the number 1 pick. That's the Giants. That's what the Giants do every single year. They did it again this year. Could have had the number 1 pick, and then suddenly they win their last 2 games and they don't get the number 1 pick anymore. Giants are terrible. Joe Shane's a terrible GM. They're going to be bad again because he's picking the talent, and he's going to pick some more guys that can't play like Abdul Carter. So he's going to keep picking these guys that aren't good to go out there and play, and that's what the Giants get because they somehow decide to keep him as. How do you fire the coach but you keep this guy on the team? That's the part that I'm not really getting. NFL Wild Card Weekend in full effect starts this weekend. 6 games they got lined up for this weekend, and I think they're going to all be some really, really good games. We talked a little bit about them yesterday. Before we get into that, looking at all these different teams in here, there's a few different guys you could put in this category. Who do you think has the most to prove in this playoffs coming up? Obviously, the big names, Lamar Jackson, are not in this. Patrick Mahomes, not in this. Even the Dak Prescott, not in this playoff run. Looking at the guys in this, who do you think has the most to prove? Obviously, I got a couple names in there. I think guys like Josh Allen, obviously. I think Josh Allen, in my opinion, has the most to prove. There's no Big Bad Wolf. There's no Lamar. There's no Mahomes. There's no any of these guys in the playoffs in the AFC. It's a bunch of young, unproven quarterbacks in the AFC. You are the biggest, baddest wolf right now in the AFC if you're talking about quarterbacks. I think he's got the most to prove in this coming up as well. And looking at the NFC side, I mean, I would hate to put that on him, but I think, honestly, Jalen Hurts has got a lot to prove. I know he just won a Super Bowl and he's coming off a Super Bowl champ, but nobody cares if Brock Purdy goes out there and loses. Matthew Stafford's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer if he goes out there and loses. Nobody thinks Carolina's going to win anything, so I don't even have to bring them up as a team that could possibly go out there. But who do you think has the most to prove? It could be a quarterback, a coach, anybody. Most to prove in this upcoming NFL playoffs starting this weekend.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
No, my bad. I lost the connection. I was saying, who do you think has the most to prove this coming up NFL playoffs? Out of all, it could be a quarterback or a coach. What guy do you think has the most to prove going into this playoffs this year?
I'll probably say Josh Allen, man, because none of the big dogs are in here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of the big dogs. So I would say, to me, he the only one. To me, is Josh Allen, just because everybody else is kind of brand new to this. I don't feel like they have anything at stake as much as he does. With everybody not being in this, I mean, you have no reason not to win.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Josh, man. There's no more Patrick Mahomes. Your whole thing has been, hey, he only loses to Patrick Mahomes. He plays great. I'm not rooting for Josh Allen to lose, but I think he's going to lose because I don't think the Bills are that good. And when they lose, I need all the reporters, all the ESPN guys, Fox, whoever talks about football, to bash Josh Allen just like they do Lamar Jackson every single year. Even though Lamar makes all the right plays, gets him in a chance to win, and his teammates do something to mess it up at the end, but we still somehow always blame Lamar. Can we please do that with Josh Allen? Because every time we even bring up Josh Allen, somehow we bring up him losing to Mahomes in the playoffs after Mahomes went down the field with 13 seconds left. And that was 5 years ago. But somehow we keep bringing that up. So when he loses, he might lose this weekend in Jacksonville. I don't think they're better than Jacksonville. So they might lose this weekend. I need everybody to hold his feet to the fire just like they decide to do Lamar every year, even though I don't think it'd be Lamar's fault.
Hey, I mean, it's because I agree with you, too, on that. I don't feel like they be holding him to the same standard.
No,
that they hold Lamar. They really don't hold a lot of guys to the same standard that they hold Lamar Jackson to, and to me, that really makes me angry. Just because a lot of times they really don't even beat Lamar. I mean, similar to this past week, his kicker sold the game. It ain't like he sold the game.
No.
The
year before that, Mark Andrews dropped the ball in the end zone on two-point conversion.
Yeah.
Year before that, Zay Flowers fumbled in the end zone against Kansas City Chiefs.
Fumbled in the end zone. Yeah.
But somehow we blame Lamar every year.
Yeah, like he the guy that's missing the kicks. He the guy that's fumbling the ball. So I don't like that, man. So I agree with you. I think the Bills are going to lose too. I don't think they're really going to beat the Jaguars. I like the Jaguars defense. They're a really good team to me. Trevor Lawrence, they're playing really good.
Yeah.
I think they're just a better team. But I mean, statistically, if you want to look at it, the Bills have in the league with James Cook, and also their defense is a very high-ranked defense in the league too. So he has all that he needs really in order to win in this playoff. So yeah, if he does criticize him the same way that they be criticizing Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, they got to. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to make sure hold everybody accountable. All the guys that always got something to say about Lamar, make sure y'all keep that same energy this time whenever we're talking about them. Let's go through these games really quick for the wild card weekend coming up. First, on Saturday, first game is the Los Angeles Rams versus the Panthers. This is an easy one for me. No reason the Panthers should be in the playoffs at all. It's just because the NFC South was so terrible. I think they could lose by 30 in this game. They're favored by 10.5. I might even pick up that 10.5 points, even though I don't play spreads that big in the NFL. But who do you like in this one? Los Angeles and Carolina Panthers on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I got the Rams. I think they're going to destroy the Panthers. The Panthers really shouldn't even be in the playoffs. But like you said, the NFC South is so terrible that they had to put somebody in.
Yeah,
so,
they're the only team in the playoffs with a losing record. I mean, they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
I mean, they just is what it is.
They're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, so
the Rams going to do them really bad.
Yeah. And they're going to be playing a mad Matt Stafford, and Sean McVay's got something to prove. Yeah, they might blow them out. The night game on Saturday, old school rivalry game, the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. I've been back and forth on this one. Yesterday, I picked the Packers. I'm going to stick with the Packers for now, even though they're playing at home. Chicago's been playing really good football. But this is a toss-up game for me. It could go either way. Who do you like in Green Bay and Chicago on Saturday night?
Chicago. I like Chicago. This is going to be a really, really close game. This is going to be a fight right here. This game is going to be a fight. Both teams, I like both teams, really. I like how both teams play. I probably like Chicago just a little more on how the way they play, but I think they'll probably come out with a win. It's going to be very close, though. I'm talking about like 3 points, probably close.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be just like the game they played a couple of weeks ago where it came down to the last seconds of the game. I think it's going to be another one just like that. So that's a pick 'em. That could go either way. Vegas thinks the same thing. They got the Packers favored by 1.5, which means they really got nobody favored. That means it's a toss-up game and anybody could win it. Sunday, first game on the Sunday slate. Buffalo heading to Jacksonville. 13-4 Jacksonville team. I'm picking Buffalo in this one just because of Josh Allen. But honestly, the Jacksonville Jaguars are better than the Buffalo Bills. We're just looking at them as a team perspective. This defense, the number one rush defense in the NFL. And what does Buffalo do the most? They run the ball with James Cook. I'll take Buffalo in this one, but this is another toss-up pick 'em game for me. Vegas has Buffalo favored by 1.5, which means they think it's a toss-up pick 'em game as well. Who you like with Jacksonville and Buffalo?
Like you said, they have the number one rushing defense, and the Bills, they really do love to run the ball with James Cook. Man, this one is kind of hard to pick. I'm picking Jacksonville just because I like their defense. Mm-hmm. But if somehow, some way, if Buffalo is able to just run the ball just a little bit and they open up some passing lanes, I do think that Buffalo can possibly win just off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Jacksonville, man, but I'm not really sold on this pick though.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of close games in this one. That Green Bay Chicago one is going to be close. Obviously, this Buffalo Jacksonville one is going to be really close as well. The 3:30 game on Sunday, Philadelphia taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I think Kyle Shanahan is right up there for Coach of the Year, in my opinion. For them to win 12 games this year with a roster they had to pretty much duct tape together because all their best players were hurt on every side of the ball. On both special teams probably included too. I mean, their best two defensive players were hurt. George Kittle missed a lot of time. All their receivers were hurt this year. McCaffrey missed some time as well. Brock Purdy missed 4 or 5 games this year. For them to win 12 games is a lot. But I think it stops here, man. Philadelphia, as much as they struggled on the offensive end, that defense is for real. If Seattle's defense can shut out San Francisco, I think this Eagle defense can do the same. Who do you like, Philadelphia and San Francisco on Sunday afternoon?
I think the Eagles they're gonna get a win against San Francisco. Like you said, San Francisco, man, I'm surprised they even play. I didn't think this team was gonna make it to the playoffs that they had throughout the season. But I mean, they hit us, so I think it's gonna be a close game. The Eagles gonna be a little too much. Hopefully, so I got the Eagles coming out with the win.
Yeah, I think Philly, and they're still the Super Bowl champs, so got to respect them on that. Still the champs, and they're going to be playing in Philly. The fans are going to be crazy out there, as always. The night game on Sunday, the Chargers versus the New England Patriots. Patriots, one of the best stories in NFL this year, won 14 games. Mike Vrabel is my vote for Coach of the Year. If I had a vote, we would definitely be my vote for Coach of the Year. To win 14 games, Drake May right up there with MVP. I would give it to Matt Stafford, but Drake May's right there as far as in the MVP conversation. But this team is young. The quarterback is young. A lot of young guys on their team. They got guys facing legal troubles. Their best receiver is trying to choke out a chef, which I think is crazy. But, I mean, maybe, Stephon Diggs seems to be a little crazy. But I think it stops here. Chargers have been through a lot this season. I think they have the better coach. I think they have the better quarterback. I'm picking the Chargers for the upset on the road in this one against New England. Who do you like with New England and the Chargers on Sunday Night Football?
I like the Chargers. I love their offense. Khalil Mack is still a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's still a problem. And their defense is just really good. You got Derwin James over there and everything in the secondary. They're a really good defense. Offensively, they're explosive. Definitely when they're hitting, for sure they're going to be very explosive for you. So I'm not sure if I'm sold on the Patriots defense going up against that offense. Even though the Patriots,
sometimes it comes down to quarterback play. Obviously, the Chargers have the better well, not obviously, but in my opinion, had a better quarterback. And these guys are tested, man. New England hadn't been to the playoffs in a few years. Chargers, even though they've laid some eggs in the playoffs, at least they've been in the playoffs and they understand the scenario.
That's my thing. I'm like, I don't know what. I hope that the Chargers offense that I've been really looking forward to seeing in these last few years in the playoffs, I hope that type of offense shows up against these guys, because this offense is really capable of being one of the better offenses in the league whenever they're really hitting on all cylinders,
Yeah.
So if they come out and just try to hit them in the mouth immediately, then yes, they're going to get this win for sure against the Patriots.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good one on Sunday night to close it out. To close out Sunday, the last game of Wild Card Weekend, a Monday night game. PJ, I'm gonna let you talk about this one because everybody already knows who I'm picking. Obviously, I'm picking the Texans over the Steelers in this game. Steelers, I understand they got in, but let's be honest, they weren't even supposed to get in, man. If the dude make a 40-yard field goal, they don't get in. Pittsburgh offense is pathetic at best. At best, their offense is pathetic. And their defense is supposed to be the steel curtain and all that. Their defense might actually be worse than their offense. I think the Steelers are the worst team to get in the playoffs in the AFC. I got the Texans by however much you want to put them by. They got a 3-point spread. I'm definitely taking the Texans in the points. If Aaron Rodgers and those dudes couldn't score on regular teams, how in the world are they going to score on this Texans defense? That is the best defense in the NFL by far. Our offensive line is bad, but Pittsburgh don't have nobody that scares you on defense outside of T.J. Watt. I'm taking Texans in this one. What do you think about Texans and Steelers on Monday night?
Yeah, I'm taking H-Town for sure. The Steelers pretty much snuck their way into the playoffs. They barely made it. So, and I just don't see this offense doing anything against this Houston Texans defense. Houston has the best defense in all of the NFL. It's not even close. No other defense plays as aggressive as this defense does. No other defense in the league hits you as hard as this defense does. I mean, they got guys on every level.
Yeah, fact.
On every level on their defense. Guys that are capable of starting on any other team in the league. You know what I mean? If they weren't on the Texans, I believe that every person, all 11, So these guys they're dogs. So I see no way that the Steelers are going to win this game. I think this is going to be a beatdown. I got H-Town coming out with the win in this one.
Yeah, I agree, man. If Aaron Rodgers and them guys couldn't score on regular people, they were struggling to score on Baltimore's defense, who's been terrible all year. Like, why would I pick them to score? I don't know if they're going to score. I'm to that point where I'm almost looking at some of the spreads and, like, I might pick them to not score a touchdown. I think it's going to be all Boswell. They're going to get close, not score, and kick a bunch of field goals. If we score 14 to 17 points, they're going to lose because they got no chance of scoring 2 to 3 touchdowns on this defense. No chance, in my opinion at least. I don't think so. That offense has looked bad all year. And I'm ready to see Mike Tomlin somewhere else. They keep wanting to blame stuff on Mike Tomlin. Cool. Let Mike Tomlin go to the Dolphins, and they're going to be good. Let Mike Tomlin go to the Giants. Let him go to one of these other teams like that and see can he turn them around. If they're done with him in Pittsburgh, let him be done and let Mike Tomlin go ahead and walk and become a good team. But those are the wild card games coming up for this weekend. Folks, we're out of time here today on Centex Primetime. Lots and lots of good games coming up tomorrow. We've got more MCC basketball. Conference starts tomorrow at 5 o'clock. The women's team, top-ranked team in the nation, MCC, led by Coach Candace Thomas, will be playing and starting their campaign for another conference title. She's won 2 of them in a row already. I expect her to win a third one. Starts tomorrow in conference. Tomorrow they'll play against Cisco at 5 o'clock. Tune into that right here on Centex Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to Centex Primetime. We'll be back tomorrow for basketball. Thursday, we'll close out the week, get you guys ready for some more football on Centex Primetime. Appreciate everybody for watching. Appreciate PJ for jumping on here with us. We'll see you guys next time here on Centex Primetime. Everybody have a great evening.